Google has entered artificial intelligence competition after launching its very own Bard in the US and now UK.
2023 has been a year filled with technological innovations, and we still have 4 months left. In this video, we're going to be focusing on how Google's Bard AI, with its latest multimodal upgrades, could potentially become the leader in the field of generative AI. Bard AI was developed and launched in the month of February 2023, but unfortunately failed to capture the attention of a wide audience. But right now, the developers have brought it back with a bigger and better upgrade, which could potentially change the way in which users interact with the tool. Yep, Bard AI recently received an update which adds a multimodal capability to the AI. Looking at the history of Bard in comparison to ChatGPT, it is fairly obvious that the latter has overshadowed not just Bard, but every other AI in the industry. But upon further usage, it may become clear that Bard is just as user-friendly and may even be better than ChatGPT in certain aspects. What aspects are we talking about? Well, case in point, internet research. And now with the new update, image capabilities as well. As of the 13th of July 2023, the latest updates on Bard AI include the ability to recognize and interact in more than 40 languages, including English, Spanish, Hindi, Chinese, simplified as well as traditional, German, Korean, and much more. The AI has also expanded to a larger country base, including all 27 countries of the EU, Brazil, and much more. Pretty neat for an AI that was started 5 months ago in just the United States and the United Kingdom. Apart from this, Google has also brought in an update wherein they integrated Bard AI with Google Lens. This means that the users will now not just be able to search queries via text, but can also send in pictures along with it, widening the horizon for the users. This feature would help to boost the user's imagination in multiple new ways. The new updates in the AI also include text-to-speech conversion in the 40-plus supported languages, leaving a search in between with the ability to continue exactly where you left off at a later point of time in the future, sharing your Bard search results with others, or even modify the responses that the AI provides. The user will now be able to simplify the responses, lengthen or shorten it, or even make the response more professional or more casual according to the user's specific requirements. Now, an argument could be made to take a look at the human evaluation test and the capabilities of GPT-4 by OpenAI as per some technical tests, then compared to that. Bard AI is not even in the picture, but then the counter-argument is quite simple. Comparing different AI is like comparing apples and oranges. Different AI are designed to perform different tasks, and although they may overlap, their capabilities or primary tasks are always different. For this, if we raise comparison between ChatGPT and Bard, we know that ChatGPT is by far the most prominent AI, and one of the smartest in existence. But it faces difficulty when it comes to the connection with the internet. Additionally, ChatGPT has disabled the option to browse with Bing. On the other hand, in the case of Bard AI, when used to search the internet, it's seen that Bard delivers a much more updated result, and in a quicker span of time, something with ChatGPT actually failed at. Now, this does not mean that one has to choose just one AI and stick to it. In fact, as mentioned earlier, different AI has different core functionalities that they excel at. So understanding each AI's core and using it accordingly would just be an added benefit for the users. In the meantime, though, let's have a deeper look at the benefits that Bard AI offers. If you open Bard AI, the first thing that one will notice is the updated user interface, with an additional plus button at the bottom left corner, which indicates that files can be uploaded easily. In the latest update, Bard has also added a Recents or a History tab, using which you have access to all the previous searches you've done in the multimodal program. While we're on that topic, there is a statutory warning that is due. When you're uploading files to the interface, kindly refrain from uploading anything that contains personal information, as the developers are currently reviewing the training data, based on which further updates will be made. Say, for example, Bard's response to a prompt is something that goes against the guidelines of Google, then an update would be made in the future to ensure that future responses to a similar prompt would be given in a manner which adheres to the community guidelines of Google. Upon testing Bard's responses to image recognition, it was seen that for most parts, the recognition by Bard was quite accurate. But at the same time, there was some excess information that Bard provided that was not actually part of the photo. Google's representative themselves have stated that the Bard AI is prone to hallucinations. This would be one of the major demerits of the AI software, considering that it could potentially be used by the visually impaired. In that case, if they're relying on the ability of Bard to recognize and transcribe the image, the hallucinations could go a long way in even ruining the image. But the team promises that these hallucinations will be sorted without much ado. Another reason for this glitch could be the pace at which Bard AI came up with the feature for images. While they had promised to bring in AI that could also render and recognize images, nobody thought it would be out this fast. In fact, even OpenAI is just working on this feature and has only sent it out to a select group of people for alpha testing. As mentioned earlier, Google has actually integrated Bard AI in Google Lens. This means that what the AI is actually doing is the same thing that Google Lens does, which is reverse image search. This is actually a great feature to have, because this means that Bard AI uses Google's extensive knowledge base, and hence can provide real-time updates and valuable insights across domains. Bard AI also offers the added ability to code and create HTML, JavaScript, or other related content. But just as before with the hallucinations, there is a tendency to get minor flaws here and there. Then again, the flaws are extremely minor and can actually be rectified by the user within seconds. And in case the response isn't to the user's satisfaction, then with Bard AI, you wouldn't have to worry about regenerating the entire response. This is because what Bard AI does is that when it generates a response, it also creates 2 or 3 different drafts along with it. This helps the user to just shift to a different draft in case they are not satisfied with the first draft of the result provided by the AI. Now, the development of codes alone would not do the trick. The actual necessity is to export it. This is where Bard's AI latest update comes into the picture. With the latest update, the user will now be able to export the data without having to manually copy and paste it in the required fields. This was made possible using an export button on the interface tab. According to the tests done, while the coding capabilities of Bard AI might not be the best, it definitely does deliver in terms of using code that does work with basic stuff. The latest updates in Bard AI also means that the software would now be able to connect to other Google softwares like Google Docs or Google Sheets quite easily. Again, considering that Google and its products are one of the most widely used softwares, this would tilt the scales in favor of Bard AI. If we look at the journey of Bard AI as a whole, it's undeniable that the roller coaster journey that the multimodal has had is quite impressive. A year ago, Google barely had, in fact, did not have a large language model. Compared to that, within the span of a year, not only has Google come out with their very own multimodal AI, but also made it better than the industry leaders in some way or form. Now the argument could be made that when OpenAI introduces GPT-4 with the capacity of Bing, it would definitely be amazing. But it is undeniably impressive that Google, that was nowhere in the picture of AI, has created something that could go head-to-head with ChatGPT and OpenAI. Now, as mentioned earlier, it's not really a contest, and each AI has its own core capabilities. But nonetheless, it is sure that with the updated feature and upgrades, Bard AI would be a marvel in the field of generative AI.